Good morning, Olof Pergament, the CEO of OSB, and today we are in northern Sweden. OSB has 9 locations so far, co-working location in the area.
I would say at least half of Sweden we have, because the area is such a big area, but the amount of cities isn't that many. So that explains things. And you also have the mountains between us and Norway, which take up a lot of space as well.
So 9 locations in an area that few people outside Sweden know about, actually. And it means that something is happening here. And actually, something is happening in northern Sweden. For those who read the financial news, you might have heard about Northvolt, this huge battery production plant in northern Sweden. We speak about green steel production through hydroelectricity and might be hydrogen as well. Europeans were lucky enough to have Sweden in the European Union, which discovered that they had huge resources in rare earths that a lot of mining companies have discovered as well. That's part of what is happening in northern Sweden. And obviously, it means that a lot of people are needing co-working services because the whole ecosystem is coming up there. So can you tell us a little bit about what is happening in your area and how you as OSB addressing the demand and embracing it?
OSB was started up as a digital nomad space for people moving up to the greatest ski resort in Sweden, because they wanted a new kind of living for the family. That's a case that we took when this company started, that we wanted to be a co-working space for people who wanted to have a special way of living in the northern part of Sweden and also get the same amount of attention, both from investors and also just being able to be in an office space that would actually be top notch for these areas, because this wasn't existing in any part of this part of Sweden before. What's been going on for the last 7-8 years is a big green expand, because we have a lot of nature resources and also a lot of green energy in these parts of Sweden as well. So we had a lot of companies. We had Northvolt, as you said, which unfortunately got bankrupt. And the good thing is that it's now a new company that is taking over the fabric, and the industry is the engine. All of this is the iron that is getting out of the minings in Kiruna. You still have really closeness to the nature, which is one of the perks with living up in the northern part of Sweden. So I would say it's a lot of ticking the box for a nice way of living.
So the macroeconomic numbers are really good in northern Sweden. So unemployment is almost in existence, which is not the case in the rest of the country. I read that the total investment that were planned in your region was close to 120 billion euro. You were saying to me that the growth that fueled your development, as we said, you are going to open a new 4,000 square meter location soon. Could you explain to us what happens and what do you offer that they keep having?
I would say one of our main success stories is that we've been able to get both international and national companies that have been fueled by this green energy and green industry to get to our cities. Of course, when they sell down, they need a space just to start it up. I would say about 50% of all members are more or less from big international or national companies in our spaces today. And that's because we're giving them a really good chance of just focusing on their work, not handling the office with a certain amount of employees as well.
What does it mean in terms of services that you provide? Did you have to evolve to create new kind of packages or format or accommodate differently?
Absolutely. In the beginning, we just had a small studio or an open spaces desk or a lounge spaces. But what we've done now is like creating more company suites and also more where they can rent a bigger space, and trying to really be open-minded and working together to get the best fit for them. We worked hard together with a lot of companies to make them feel at home and combine our different kind of memberships to fit their need.
And how did you manage to mingle them, those big players, smaller, average size?
It's quite easy. We keep the coffee in one place. They don't have their own kitchenette or anything like that. Everyone needs to be out in big lounges, having lunch, coffee
They have to bump
breaks.
against one another.
Yeah, it brings people together. We also have a lot of partnerships with gym, run clubs. So even if you're working for a big company, you're probably going to hang out.
What you were also telling me is that you're supporting the ecosystem building. So most of the demand not necessarily came from those big companies, but also all the service provider and some startups even.
When a boom like this is happening, especially we left here where Northvolt was building this huge fabric and everything was happening in a short while, the whole city needed to develop. So it's not just the mining or the battery factory that grows. Everything, the whole society grows. And in that way, our co-working spaces became in the middle of the ecosystem because we have so many different kind of companies that helps the growth of the city. And also we have a really close contact to the cities as well.
What do they need from you? What kind of conversation you have with them?
Both when people moving in, the spouses and everyone around them need a place to work or a place to come in and a social life as well. So we are both making that happen to make people, not especially the one who are going to the fabric, but the people around them, and being a part of building up a new culture in the cities as well. The best place of talking about this is actually Åre, where we started. So if you're calling up to the community in Åre and you say, I'm supposed to move up to Åre, the first thing they will say is go up on the Friday breakfast at Houseby, and then you will know how to blend in. So we fill up part of the communities in the cities, not only as a workspace, but also a social player.
You said you have both international world and local people. What is for you a way to bring those people together and that just don't stay aside from one another?
House managers, as we call them, not community managers, they are extremely well in taking care of people. To see people every day and make them feel welcome. It could be such a simple thing as you go out and take a walk for 30 minutes on your lunch break, and then you make sure that people join you and everything. Or if it's a run club, or if it's going to the gym, or if it's one of our staff, she sleeps out in a tent once in a month. She's a real asset in that case because she takes people out, and also she brings people out taking ice baths in the middle of the winter and everything like that. We can't make one thing that works for everyone, so we need to make a lot of smaller efforts to try to fit things to that people comes together.
What's next for Osby?
Last week we went out with a PR that we are opening up a new space in Sundsvall. It's an old bank palace. It's going to be extremely fun taking this project on, and it's an incredible building. That's for now, and then until 2030, we're supposed to get even more house builds up in northern part of Sweden, and looking forward to that.
Thank you so much, Olof, for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much.
It's really interesting, and thank you, Northern Sweden, for giving us hope for a reindustrialization of Europe.
Looking forward for Paris this fall.